What is good, Matt Cheese in the place? And this is yet another C2 update showreel video, and this is version 1.4.7. We're going to be talking about the new features that are in this version. And frankly, I'm pretty proud of some of the new functionality, so I'm going to try to keep it a little bit brief this time, so let's jump right into it then. The first thing that has changed is the layout of the radial menu. It's all sexy now. It has a lot more of a modern touch to it. It was just about time for me to take that 1 week trial in Adobe Illustrator and just get it done. And I'm pretty pleased with the result, being that I'm a total amateur who has no clue what he's doing. I'm actually quite happy with this. So I'm not going to really explain too much about what everything does. I'm just going to explain what's there and give you an idea about what things just do in general. So section number 1 is just the rules of engagement. Fire at will, fire only on a designated target, fire on my lead, or else don't just fucking not fire. And then I moved the disable auto danger into the rules of engagement settings. And that was done to make up the free space in the auto function section. Because you can see here, we still have the resetting watching direction, we still have finding cover, we still have rearming, but now we also have a section for medical. So let's see what's going on. We got the healers that we can select, either units with just facts or real medics with the icon at the top. And then we can see down here that everyone is hurt. I could tell Turner or anyone to come heal me, heal whoever individually. But the interesting part is what happens here if I go all medics, heal all. So if I do that, everyone has a fact now, right? So they're all just going to patch themselves up. But now everyone used their facts, so now the only guys who still have healing capabilities is the actual medics. And now we can see that only Turner and Dorgan are available in the healers section because they're the only ones who still carry medic supplies. Let me actually call everyone back into formation because you can see how well it works. And let's have Turner just patch up everyone one by one. So he's first going to patch himself up back there as we are still, let's call it, semi-advancing because I'm going backwards. But now he's going to meet up with the next closest wounded unit. He's going to heal him up. I'm actually going to fast forward this a little bit. Now he's going to meet this guy. So we're kind of like heel peeling. And now he meets me. Thanks, bro. I love you. All right, we're all patched up. This also works with 2 medics, or how many medics you want to use at the same time. Let's say you got 30 units, you got 10 medics. You're going to have 30 units patched up in no time, which I consider quite nice. All right, next item on the menu is stances, which now have their designated little area, which makes it a lot easier to actually see the symbols under any circumstances. No more green, yellow, blue type bullshit stuff. Here it just makes sense. Also, if you right click on this area, you'll have a second option to activate any go codes. So I can just right click on the stances icon and activate go code A to make them continue on their route. Anyways, we have the weapon items sections. It's not all weapon items, but for the lack of a better brain of mine, this is what it is right now. The first icon is supposed to resemble a suppressor. So you can see these guys all have suppressors attached to their primary weapons right now. If I right click on them, on the icon, excuse me, it's going to remove the suppressors. I'm going to add animations and all that crazy stuff for that later. But the function is working. Left clicking on it will make units attach a suppressor that has to be in their inventory, of course. The second one is IR lasers, and it works the same way. Left click to engage them. You might also want to set the stance because I'm not happy with it yet, but you need to have your units in danger mode for them to use it. I haven't given up on that yet. Maybe there's a way to do it without it, but at the moment, this is what it is. Right click on it will, first of all, snap them out of danger mode again, and then therefore also make them stop using their IR lasers. The third icon, I don't know why it's so small. It's switching to the handgun, which I guess can be cool in whatever case. In theory, I don't know why it's not working right now, but you can see this pistol also has, these pistols also have silencers. In theory, I would be able to remove them. I don't know why it's not working right now. I hope it's a config thing with the pistol, but it's probably a bug. I'll look into it and fix it for the next version. Anyways, you can switch it back to their primary weapon. So if you see any sense in this, it can be cool sometimes for like indoor stuff. All these are basically just immersion boosters, I guess. Anyways, next up we have a little fix for IR strobes that you can attach to your shoulder. It's not perfect right now because the only item inside of the game that I know of is an IR strobe that's exclusive to the independent side. Anyways, like a lot of factions have IR grenades or any type of IR ammunition that has some kind of night vision, blinky stuff capabilities, whatever you call that professionally. So if your unit has any of those in their magazines compared to like their weapon items or something like that, it's going to remove it from the inventory and attach it to their shoulder, like so. So this is just an immersion booster, but if I play on veteran and I don't know who everyone is in the middle of the night, and then this can be quite nice. I might change the positioning because of this little thing, which can be quite annoying, but I think it looks nice. We have seen that in other add-ons as well, but now you don't need like another thing to do this, and it should work with any ammunition from any add-on that has night blinkiness configured, for the lack of a better word. Next up, a major upgrade for this add-on, something that people have been requesting. It's vehicle boarding. I guess a lot of people think the default Arma 3 vehicle boarding controls with keybinds is kind of tedious. I don't really think so, but I think it is cool to have an alternative using mouse clicks. So you can see that the Radial Menu has this new section down here. The icon is not so great, not happy with that at all, but it represents vehicles in general, and that opens up the categories of vehicles, which are of course wheeled, tracked, helicopter, and jet. So if I click on a selection, it's going to look for vehicles that are 85 meters close to someone in my selection, and it's going to put them into the vehicle filter, and it's going to tell me which roles it has available. So white would mean the role is available. This vehicle is completely empty, and if there was an AI occupying a role that is not inside of my group, it would be red, or a player, it would just be red as well. Anyways, if I look at a vehicle directly and I open up the Radial Menu, it's just gonna auto select the vehicle section and jump right on that vehicle to save you some time. Right now we can see this guy only has 2 positions available. I can either send people in there individually, so say driver or pilot, and then the gunner. So you can see that now those are yellow to tell me that there's people inside of those roles that are actually a part of my group. I can also use this icon down here to mount or dismount the whole selection at a given point. Of course, only if they're not in a vehicle already. And I'll do that, but I'll also explain another thing, because this gunner icon is a little bit confusing. Let's say you're in a little bird, you're in a cargo position, but you can fire from that position. So that means it's a turret, it's not cargo. So if you board gunners into a little bird, that doesn't have a gun necessarily, it's gonna consider the units to be gunning the ones that can actually fire from the vehicle. So right now I'm gonna send everyone I have left that's not in the vehicle into the little birds. So I can see they chose driver or pilot, then they chose gunning capabilities, and then they chose the commander. There's not enough units to still fill up the cargo positions. So in a chopper, there is no commander as far as Arma 3 is concerned. But there is still the co-pilot position, which I consider to be the commander in terms of how this menu works. So I can tell everyone to get out driver. Then gunner will actually like dismount the cargo units now that have a way to fire out of their vehicle. And then a commander is going to be the co-pilot. So this is how that works. One last thing that I'll explain is, let's say you just want to have all units get out of whatever vehicle. Maybe they're all in one or whatever. You can just right click on this main vehicle icon. So right now there's these two guys still in the Blackfoot, whatever this thing is called, and they're going to get out. It's just a quick fix to have like everyone get the hell out of vehicles. Moving on, the refresh functionalities haven't changed at all. Anyways, the grenades, only one button now, and I love that because now it actually supports any grenade type of any add-on. It doesn't even matter. It just has to be something that is throwable. So you can cycle through grenade types with your right mouse button. And it's going to change the tooltip, and it's going to change the icon. Click down your left mouse button. Still have your tab key pressed down and then throw it. Having said that, it's important to know where they actually take the selection from, because now I have all units selected. It's going to take any type that's available to any of these units. It's just going to choose a unit that has the grenade, because this radial menu only chooses one unit to throw the grenade. Gonna throw the frag. Boom, that's cool. Anyways, planning mode has that available too now, which is pretty cool. So it works a little bit different here. If I select all unit, they're probably all gonna have a frag, right? So first off, I'm gonna have them move into a line, and then I'm gonna have them all throw a smoke. Now, any unit of this selection that will have the grenade type on arrival is going to actually throw it.
Standing by.
See, it's a few of them, but not everyone, because this is red smoke in particular that I selected. So only the units that actually carry red smoke are going to throw it. All right, time to get into one more thing that I'm very, very proud of and that you guys requested. It's building clearing. It's not available in planning mode and won't be for a while until I figure out how to work it in there. But it's quite cool. It's a little bit heavy on FPS at the moment, and it's also not really optimized because there's so many things to consider, but it works a lot better than I actually thought at this point. So let's have a look. If you look at a building and that building has defined building positions, it's going to give you this option to clear the building. Now, if your selected units are scattered all over the map, it's going to make them individually run to the building and just go inside alone. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So what helps is stacking them up beforehand using HUD mode, which is fairly easy. There's a lot of things that I need to change, but right now they're going to always go through door number 1. Anyways, a few things that I just want to brush over really quickly as far as buildings are concerned is you compared to your AI. You have your brain, you make a lot of decisions. The AI does too, but it's going to be easier for you to trump the AI when you're clearing a building, when you know what you're doing. So this is a game. I need to figure out ways, and I need your feedback if I even need to change the skill of the units inside to give them a disadvantage or whatever, because they have a huge advantage over the AI going into the building, and that's kind of true in real life, I guess, and that's exactly why people use flashbangs and breaching charges and all that stuff that we don't really have yet. Now, I tried some experiments where the units throw grenades and it actually worked, but there's so many things that I need to know. For example, no friendly units being in that same room. What is a room? All that stuff doesn't even matter right now. The remedy for that at the moment is you need to make sure that your AI have an advantage over the AI inside of the building. So that means, for example, right now it's nighttime, but we have a lamp here. We don't like that. So there you go. We have night vision. The guys inside most likely don't. So this is the advantages that I'm talking about. Also, it helps to disable auto danger for your units. I wanted to actually disable damage for my guys just for demonstration purposes, but let's see what happens if they just walk inside. I've tested this a few times. I'm pretty sure at least one guy is going to get his ass kicked because it also plays a big role how units are positioned inside of the building. The enemies, I mean. So these guys are peeking and everything. It's cool. Huh, nice. That was actually pretty good. Took out that guy. Now he's clearing that room. We got dudes walking upstairs. Nice. Very good job. Now he's gonna peek around the corner again. Uh-oh. Ah, look at that. I'm so proud of you, dude. I don't know what your name is. Probably James. James fucking awesome today. Cool. He did get hit though, which is fine. So for the given time, this works for me. It does have a hit of 10 FPS and your units may get killed. But may I note that actually you're getting tremendous results if you only have 1 or 2 units clearing a building and you're going to be the second guy. So the dude in front of you is going to be crouched. You're going to be standing up, walking through the building. You're going to be so effective. It's a lot of fun. So I recommend trying that way to clear a building as well. Anyways, of course I had to mess up in the end there. All right, just to wrap this up, I added one little thing that has a bit of an impact to HUD mode, and that is called the do nothing stance, which is actually quite nice, and it has been a missing link because you could only set stances per waypoint, so you were forced to either go auto or go standing, prone, crouch, whatever you want to call it. But this is the change nothing stance. So let's say you put guys into specific stances. Right now we have one guy prone, one guy crouch, one guy standing. You can use this stance to have them go to their target without actually changing their stance. Now, if I change it to auto, for example, they're all going to be standing up probably, but then if I would put them in danger, they're going to change their stances, you see? So do nothing is sometimes a feature that has to be added to any structure that was made by a noob like me. So that's one thing that I did. There was something else. I forgot. What is it? Before, if you had the selection and you just clicked right mouse button without control, it would just deselect the selection, and that's back. So that was fixed as well. That wraps up the new features of C2 version 1.4.7. That's me, Mad Cheese, signing out. Have a lot of fun with this add-on C2 147. I'll see you guys soon.